What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Weekly Review, home of the Wolf Pack, your number one source of cryptotainment to get you through the bear market. We have a lot of FUD going on in Hex. We have SEC lawsuits. We have the Hex Joker saying that the Godwhale was dumping. Well, I did the chain analysis and the results might shock you. We also have more FTX insights. We have Genesis, we have Coinbase, and Cathie Wood. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into the charts.
You big all sus, yeah. I just doubled up on crypto. I just doubled down on the new vest. Now my chair looking like 2 checks. Type of money made me want a 2-step. Who next? This week I be on the moon next. Stock going up like 2x. That's a fast flip like suplex. 2 really stepping like a duplex. You bet never lose change, but I do flex on it.
Bitcoin on the daily chart is down over 70% in 2022. Now that is going to make Thanksgiving very awkward if you got your family to buy in. It'll probably be something like this. Just tell them to hodl a little bit longer. There's a lot of indications that we will be bottoming soon. However, I believe there needs to be another flush as we are in a descending triangle, and that is a bearish continuation pattern to the downside with a measured move to 14K. Now listen, guys, I've been calling 14K since 55K after I sold the top on this channel at 65K. Now we are having a nice little rally right here, but you can see this pop is stopped right here at the trend line of the descending trend line. Now that confirms this triangle. We will probably have resolution sometime before December 1st. Now I will probably be buying and scooping up in this area because I believe the bottom is close. Taking a look at historical Bitcoin returns, you can see every time we have had a down year, the next 3 or 4 years have been pumping. Now the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. Taking a look at Bitcoin price drawdown from ATH, you can see that Bitcoin has died many times before, and we have almost completed our full retracement. Your favorite altcoin is just a leveraged position of BTC, and BTC is just a leveraged position of the S&P 500. Remember, we called this previous top at this trend line. Now the S&P 500 is at resistance at the 200 EMA. It could pop through here, which means Bitcoin is going to pop before the inevitable drop. Now there is other things going on in crypto. There is a lot of FUD. One of them being that Cathie Wood is already buying Coinbase and GBTC. Does Cathie Wood have a time machine? Is she Caroline? Oh wait, this is Cathie in college, so maybe not. Cathie Wood is buying millions in Coinbase and GBTC shares. Are we saved? Can we resume the bull market? Well, I would tread cautiously because Cathie Wood of ARK Invest is literally the female Jim Cramer. You know, the guy who is hilariously wrong about everything? Now Cathie Wood wants to buy up these toxic Coinbase and GBTC shares when it looks like Genesis could be insolvent and filing for bankruptcy, while the FTX contagion is still spreading. Now this begs the question, is it time for an inverse Cathie Wood ETF?
It really is true that Cathie Wood is the kiss of death.
Kiss of death is putting it gently, as the ARK Innovation Fund is trading at 5-year lows, down 80% from its highs. Cathie Wood should have just bought Bitcoin and hodled it for a few years. That's a whole lot better than being exit liquidity for Brian Armstrong. The CEO of Coinbase has exited all of his shares, about 30,000 shares, November 11th, 2022. I hope this works out for ARK Invest. I hope they bought the dip on this crypto market, but I don't think so, considering Brian Armstrong looks like he is running for the hills. However, the internals at Coinbase appear to be okay. Brian tweeted that they have 2 million Bitcoin in custody, according to these screenshots. Taking a look at the shareholders letter, their internals look okay. It appears that they had a net revenue of $576 million in Q3 2022. It looks like, however, the transaction volume, the trading volume, is down to 159 billion. Now that is down from 547 billion in Q4 2021. Well, there you go, guys. We have another, trust me, bro, audit. Well, if you believe the screenshots, it appears that Coinbase is doing just fine. They are still profitable, and it looks like they are solvent. So why is Brian Armstrong selling all of his shares at the bottom? Well, that can only mean that he is expecting a big drop to the downside. Well, Sam Bankman-Fried is still free and running around in the Bahamas. We're getting new information that his parents spent $121 million on property in the Bahamas last year. Now, they are both Stanford lawyers, so where did they come up with this kind of money? It goes to suggest that maybe SBF was hiding properties in his mama name. Everybody, including myself, wants to know, why is Sam Bankman-Fried not in jail right now? How is it that he is partying in the Bahamas? Well, maybe it's because he's the second largest donor to crooked politicians. He spent $70 million in donations. That's enough to buy himself a seat as Speaker of the House. He even has a higher ESG score for leadership and governance than ExxonMobil. I mean, money can buy you absolutely anything in this world. He is a massive fraud. He wrecked people for billions of dollars, and there is people in the Bahamas running around looking for him right now, but I think he's going to get away with all of it. I don't think there's actually a serious investigation going on into this, because if there was, I believe that he would Operation Skyhook right out of the Bahamas. But instead, Sam and his 10 staff are still probably having luxury $2,500 lunches at their favorite place called Coco Plum, just walking distance from the FTX headquarters, aka the $40 million penthouse. The cheapest thing on this menu is a $14 soup, and entrees are going for about $75. Having some fresh caught ahi tuna, tomato mozzarella, or some bomb-ass burgers, you can see how it's easy to blow $2,500 a day for 10 people. Coco Plum staff told Fox Business that the restaurant regularly delivered to FTX headquarters at the total cost of about $10,000 a day. It's easy to be the world's most generous billionaire when you're spending customers' funds. Now, there has been some leaked footage of SBF on his balcony freaking out, being a little anxious with mommy and daddy. Yes, he should be nervous, but it still blows my mind. I don't know how this guy is not in jail. Meanwhile, the Tornado Cash developer Alexei Pertsev is still going to remain in jail until at least late February. It may be time to stop using Uniswap. They have expanded their terms of service. They will now be monitoring your mobile phone ID, your cookies, your local storage, device and browser language. They're going to be able to see what social media sites that you are going on, seeing your account, and screen wallets via third-party apps. They are going to be collecting massive amounts of data on you. It's common knowledge that all websites use this, but this, of course, is a Trojan horse to KYC. This is, after all, an exchange that's supposed to be decentralized. Always use a private browser and always use a VPN. You can also use the Uniswap protocol without the front end. Now, will PulseX solve this? I guess we'll have to wait and see and find out. But I always told you guys I don't trust Hayden Adams. I mean, does he look like the kind of guy that's going to stick up for your freedoms? Hex on the daily chart is dumping in mega epic proportions. We have been in a descending triangle since about June 18th, 2022. You can see we poked out through this triangle. It was looking like we were going to have a massive flush, but the market maker is following BTC, pumped us back into the triangle. Now, this thing resolves in March of 2023. We could chop around, frustrate people for a long time, but I think ultimately we're going to break down to the downside to the measured move, unless of course we have some massive SEC FUD that can flush this market below a penny. My Telegram chat has a bot that is monitoring the SEC complaint announcement page, so we will be the first ones to know. The link is in the description box below if you want to come in our chat and hang out. Now, speaking of FUD, Joker is saying that the Godwhale is dumping. Is the Godwhale dumping? Well, let's jump into the chain analysis and find out. 280 days ago, Godwhale's known address 9C5 sent $5 million to address EC6. What was going on 280 days ago? Well, that was February 15th. That was the day of the NASCAR race. Is Richard just a mascot and the Godwhale is actually the puppet master? Another address believed to be the Godwhale address, that is AE8, also funded E6C for the tune of $22 million. AE8, which is now connected to the Godwhale address, also funded 115 million hex to DD8. Even though DD8 did sell, it appears to be a funding address as it gave money to E8C, which sold the tops of lower highs to the tune of $5 million. Was the Godwhale funding influencers, and is this the smoking gun that the SEC is looking for? Well, I'll let you decide, but I know one thing, that Hex influencers are falling off the map, even though the Hex ecosystem remains strong. Considering Hex influencers were able to raise a lot of money for lawyers, unlike I Am Belina, who only raised $1,000. Well, I guess we front ran the Joker and Godwhale FUD. Look, the Godwhale never actually sold anything. It's all up to interpretation. Do your own research. All the transaction IDs are in the description box below. I also want to say a special thank you to my friend SMC. He has a Telegram chat. It is linked below. He is a friend of the channel. I'm not shilling anything. This is where I get a lot of my macro data. It's a great asset. Also, join our Telegram chat. The link is in the description box below. Of course, it is free. Come hang out. We also have a bot watching the SEC complaint page. We'll be the first ones to know if anything is filed against Hex. Okay, I want to say a special shout out to Marcel for making the thumbnail. He's an absolute Photoshop genius. Our Dreams, Branny, Dark Savant, Dave, and everybody hanging out in the chat. Shout out to you guys. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, join the Wolf Pack, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.